Hello and welcome in this presentation brought to you by English Department. This presentation is about active and passive voice. Would you rather, which one of these would you like to be in the position of? Watch LeBron play basketball or some random person sitting in the stands? The verbs and the voice. What's meant by voice here? As you know, it's the form of a verb takes to indicate whether the subject of the verb performs or does the action or receives the action. There are two types of voice. We have what you call the active voice, SVO, and we have what you call the passive voice, O plus B plus past participle plus by plus subject. The active voice now, it's used to show that the subject of the sentence is doing the task, is performing an action. As you remember, the basketball player. So LeBron threw the basketball before the buzzer. LeBron shot the basketball from the free throw line. LeBron scored 3 points. As you can see, LeBron is the subject, so it's at the beginning of the sentence. The passive voice is used when the subject is the recipient of the action. We focus here on the action itself rather than who does the action. The ball was thrown by LeBron. Okay, the basket was shot by LeBron, etc. We use the passive voice. Okay, strong writers use active voice, but the passive voice here, as you can see, is usually wordier. Active voice is like watching LeBron. So when would you want to use the passive voice? Here, intentionally trying to hide the subject of the sentence. For example, the politician might say, the mistake was made by someone. We don't want to know who made the mistake. That's why it is hidden. The form of the passive voice verbs. It requires a double verb. I mean here, the verb to be plus past participle of the verb. You have to be careful because the past participle of the verb sometimes ends with ed and sometimes the verb changes. Let's have a look at the active voice here. John baked the bread. John is the subject, as you can see. Baked here is the verb which is in the past, and the bread is the object. Okay, so we change this sentence from the active voice to the passive voice. We have to be careful here that we have to add to be plus past participle. Have a look. The bread comes first, it is the object. Then was baked is the be plus past participle, and by whom? By John. Be careful here. Was takes the tense of the verb in the active voice, which is baked, which is the past simple. If we says, for example, John bakes the bread, we don't have to use was, but instead we will use is baked by John. Writers, okay, so should be familiar with the forms of to be, which is often called linking verb. Okay, just to identify that this sentence is in the passive voice. Okay, so we have here some forms like is, are, was, were, be, being, or been. Have a look at these examples. For example, we have the word kick, to be plus kick. So is kicked or was kicked. Okay, is being kicked, etc. Have a look at these examples. Just use the marker. Look here, please. In the passive voice, the cookies were eaten by the children. I will focus first at the active sentence, which is the children ate the cookies. Okay, so ate is in the past, so I have to be careful here. Be is in the past, okay, of course with the cookies because it's in the plural, and eaten, as you can see, is the past participle of verb to eat. Okay, look at the second example. The gophers dug the tunnels. The verb dug here is in the present, so the tunnels are dug by the gophers. We have here some practice. Let's have a look at these ones. I just want you to label the following sentences. Either they are active or passive. Let's do the first one together. Louise made the chocolate cake. Is it passive or active? Of course, it's an active sentence. Sorry for my writing. Okay, I give you the chance just to finish the rest. Thank you for your attention and good work. Thank you so much.